Before I moved to Salt Lake City, my knowledge of the area was pretty limited. I knew there were beautiful mountains, and I knew there was the Great Salt Lake, but my perception of the lake was that it was a large, stinky mess. I'm Joel Pierson, and for the last 2.5 years I've been collecting samples from the Great Salt Lake and its surrounding wetlands. My research at the University of Utah was related to the Willard Spur Water Quality Study, where we were trying to determine the effects of the wastewater treatment plant on the Willard Spur. My responsibilities for the Willard Spur project were to simulate nutrient loads from the wastewater treatment plant. We did this by essentially dumping fertilizer into the Willard Spur into these test plots for 2 years. We had lots of meetings leading up to the first year of field work related to logistics, and we were talking about numbers. Then during lunch, I asked one of the guys at the Utah DWQ what the Willard Spur was like, since I'd never been there before, and his demeanor completely changed, and he started talking about how beautiful the birds were. There were millions of birds that were spectacular. After the first couple of days out in the Willard Spur, I realized how spectacular the place was. I got to see those millions of birds that the guy at the DWQ had talked about. There were several days of sampling where the water was glassy and we could see the hundreds of pelicans floating by silently. I really feel fortunate that I was able to spend time conducting research in the Willard Spur. Towards the end of the 2-year project, we began to run out of funds, even though there's still some loose ends to tie up. And the funds from the Friends of Great Salt Lake Scholarship were used to conduct some experiments out in the wetlands that required a lot of travel and a lot of sampling. It allowed us to have a better understanding of how our nutrients from the experiment related to the nutrient loads coming from the wastewater treatment plant. So now that I've completed my master's degree at the University of Utah, I've been applying for jobs in environmental consulting. But regardless of what type of work I find or where I begin my career, I'm thankful that my training as a scientist was in the context of caring about the health and resilience of a beautiful place.